Wonder, a feeling of surprise mingled with admiration caused by something beautiful, unexpected, unfamiliar, or inexplicable. This is a feeling that a great video game can inspire in us. It's a feeling that makes you appreciate the experience of a well-constructed world. A feeling that creates an instantaneous bond between the player and the game. It's a feeling of excitement to explore the majesty of the carefully crafted, atmospheric lands that lie before you. It's that spark of mild to extreme bewilderment that drives a good number of people to play games in the first place. But why? What gives somebody a sense of wonder in a game? What are the elements that add to the mixture of curiosity and astonishment? The biggest problem with even attempting to analyze this feeling is that, well, it's entirely subjective. One man's wonder is another man's complete disinterest. Just how I might like the color green, and you on the other hand may prefer the color blue. So how does one find the cause of something that's totally subjective? Well, start with what goes into building a world with atmosphere. This includes music, cinematic quality, and most important of all, what the game world is made of. A game's terrain is what will make or break the world design. The colors, shapes, form, the way that the shadows play off each and every surface, the way that the world is presented and the means through which you traverse it are key to creating a beautiful world that is just begging to be explored. So what makes a wondrous game world? Well, as I said, it's a subjective topic, but after some careful analyzation of my own interests, as well as a poll with results from dozens of gamers, I've come to a calculated conclusion as to what exactly makes up this feeling of wonder in a game. You see, as it varies quite a bit from person to person, the specifics of what is seen as this perfect, majestic game world, it lies on the outside experiences of the player to find the beautiful unknown. Those outside experiences are physical as well as emotional. I personally find myself enjoying games that let me explore moral and ethical boundaries, carving out a unique character for myself in game. I like a roaming, sprawling area that I can go out and find myself in. This is a clear contrast to my early upbringing, and to some extent my daily life in a small town, where there's not much to explore and a certain ache for freedom. The parts we enjoy of a game, at least those which revolve around the mechanic of exploration, can often form deep bonds with our own thoughts and desires. For many, what we want in a game reflects what we want in our lives. This leads me into the physical side of the subject. What people prefer in the actual terrain of a game, which has a theme almost exactly the same to the idea of contrast from one's surroundings. An example of this preference in terrain is exhibited in my personal dislike of Skyrim's form of exploration. You see, living in a northeastern small town in the approximate middle of nowhere for the entirety of my life, I'm used to walking through the snow for an extended period of times, cutting through the woods to get to places, as it's terrain I'm familiar with. So exploration in Skyrim was almost unbearably boring for me. Setting a destination on a map and walking to a town with little but hills and trees from place to place, then going out to shovel 4 feet of snow from my driveway afterwards, did not exactly give me the most refreshing retreat from my everyday life. As for somebody who's never seen snow before, they might find this alien world simply beautiful. Just as the fact that somebody from a dry, sandy area might not fall in love with game worlds like Red Dead Redemption and Fallout New Vegas like I have. Some game worlds enforce a trapped, boring, or almost claustrophobic feeling for me simply because of where I grew up, whereas others not only immerse me, but give me a desire to immerse myself in their strange foreign lands, which brings up an interesting point about how we are only as immersed in a game as we are willing to be. Our acceptance of the ever-important feeling of atmosphere in a game is quite often a matter of what we are already feeling, not what the game makes us feel. And I'm not the only one who thinks this. After polling 20-something gamers about the subject, I found that when asked if they prefer games featuring terrain that is the opposite of which they grew up around, 38% said simply yes, and another 33% saying yes only for games with a lot of exploration. Although this left just under a third of those polled saying no, it still has a substantial amount in favor of this theory. Game worlds play an integral role in whether or not the player can be immersed. Overall, a game can be made or broken based on how far invested a player can be into its world. However, a game cannot be objectively judged on this aspect alone. Hey there guys, thanks for watching. I'd really like to hear about your opinions on the subject, so I urge you to comment your thoughts. Now on to showcasing some folks. Here we have Posy. He recently did a video on atmosphere and it's hella super rad, so check out that. Also, there's this young man known as LoadSave, and he does videos on game design, and they are not half bad. I would definitely suggest on trying them out. As a matter of fact, he helped me edit the script a bit. And of course, as many of you have probably seen, Satchbag's Goods. His soft-spoken, smart words are sort of comfort food for the mind of any gamer. He's just kind of like the wise old man of game analysis. Anywho, you can watch more of my videos if you want. Do all that liking and subscribing if you wanna. You know the drill, you don't need me to tell you. It really does mean a lot though. Seeing your support and stuff is just unbelievable. I'm at almost 700 subscribers, which just blows my mind. And as always, have yourself a wonderful day.